everybody, welcome to Vigilant Citizen. My name is Josh. Today I have a very special guest. She waved. Great job. And cut. Scene.
Cool.
Just kidding. This is my wife. You may have seen her in the other channel that I run because she plays a lot of video games with me. And she's very good at them. Castlevania especially.
It's a lie.
No, she's really good. Today's drink of choice, she reminded me that we needed to get a drink of choice out here. I've got this lovely tropical punch, truly. And what do you have?
I grabbed what's left of our screwball.
Peanut butter.
After playing video games.
I've got what normally the girls would drink, and she's got what normally the gentlemen would drink. So
drink whatever the hell we want.
Cheers. This is your first time on this one.
It is.
On this channel. Thanks for being here.
Cheers.
Clink. And it's raining and a little windy out here, so apologies if that comes through a little bit. It is really nice. It was really hot earlier, and now the weather's looking, well, it's just not as hot. Nice and cool. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. She and I went and saw Jurassic World Dominion a couple weeks ago. You dragged me there.
I did.
For the opening day.
I did.
Thankfully not opening night, because I would never do that, but since Jurassic Park is my favorite movie, and I've seen all of them in theaters multiple times, figured may as well go watch it, even though the previews didn't look the greatest.
They looked awesome.
Right. We walked out of there with similar opinions, but different magnitudes of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
It was a bad movie. It was bad. So, go ahead.
It's bad,
movie.
but no, it is absolutely where you set your expectations. After the last movie, I kind of went in just wanting dinosaurs. I did want dinosaurs to eat people. I didn't get that, but I got dinosaurs, and they were really... Can I swear on this channel?
I prefer not to.
I really liked the dinosaurs, and I have a new favorite dinosaur. So I left a lot more satisfied than he did. But if you're expecting any kind of plot to like make sense and continuity, like don't go in with that.
It's bad. There are plenty of other YouTube videos out there for you to watch to see all of the bad continuity and problems with the movie. But what we wanted to talk about today, because on the way home from the theater, we started talking about what would make a better movie and how would it actually bring in a lot of the concepts and the themes of previous movies. And so I thought it would be fun just to share it today. So where do you want to start? Does it make sense to talk at all about what the movie actually was and go from there?
No.
Or just talk? Okay, yeah.
There's no point. I don't think anything that we decided for the better version has anything to do with what actually happened in the movie.
Yeah,
like agree. Literally nothing except for Owen and Claire having a ranch.
Right, and in reintroducing the original cast. So.
No? Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
We said it was optional.
Yeah.
Potentially. How's that screwball? So anyway, without any further ado, let's dive right into our idea, because let's see, where should we start? The themes, right? So a couple of the themes that was present in Jurassic Park, and to some extent like The Lost World, and in some of the other movies, was, can man exert control over nature? And what is it possible because of the complex nature of these overly complex systems? That's what Ian Malcolm talks about, which is chaos theory. You have 1,000 different variables, all contributing to minor changes in a system that produce big results. So he mentions it, the way he phrases it in the original movie is, what is it, a butterfly flaps its wings in Peking and you get rain instead of sunshine in Central Park? Something like that. So that's one of the big themes, and we thought about that when we were talking about our idea. The other one was, do these animals have rights because they were cloned? Basically, are they even real? So do they have rights, or are they just owned by a corporation or something? So where do we go from there? Start with your idea with the ranch.
Oh, we have to set it up though?
Sure.
So we wanted to jump like a couple decades past after. So at the end of movie 2, hopefully there's no spoilers, but at the end of movie 2, there's this whole big moral dilemma about whether or not they free the dinosaurs, because they're just gassing the dinosaurs to kill them, and they have that clone girl with them, and the clone girl feels this connection with these clone dinosaurs, so she sets them free. And nobody in the room is really that sad. Like, they were all kind of heartbroken that these dinosaurs were about to be gassed and died, and it wasn't their fault. They hadn't done anything wrong. They're just animals doing what animals do. So that's where it ended in the second movie. Noise ordinance!
Noise ordinance. And what we thought instead, we would have rewritten that so that it wasn't the little girl who did it, but Owen and Claire actually made the decision to push the button. Maybe after a short, quick discussion, like they were hounded for time, and they're like, no, we have to, no, we can't, no, but we have to, and then they decide to.
Right.
Okay.
So then we're jumping a couple decades. Bye!
There it goes! Okay, let's get back on track here. If it goes.
Told you it was gonna fall.
Okay, now you have to like
don't touch the table.
Lean down. Yeah.
I don't.
Hover.
So if you go a couple decades after that, and we wanted dinosaurs to have taken over the world, since it's already been proven that because of the frog DNA they can change sex from female to male and reproduce.
Life will find a way.
Life will find a way.
And the reason we thought this would be an interesting concept is because if Jurassic World was the fulfilled vision of John Hammond for the park, then at some point this franchise should explore the fulfilled prophetic warnings of Ian Malcolm, in which he said that they were going to take over the world and destroy everything.
What was it? God creates dinosaur, God destroys dinosaur, God creates man, man creates dinosaur, dinosaur eats man, and woman inherits the earth.
Laura Dern really tried to in this last
Whatever,
movie.
I really liked it. But, so the dinosaurs have kind of bred, and they've become the new dominant species, and humans are actually kind of in danger of being extinct, because you have all of these apex predators like wandering the frickin' plains of Idaho and eating everything and everyone.
Of Idaho.
I don't know. I just thought Idaho. So that's where we would have set up our movie.
Yes,
that's our world.
Like 5 or 6 years down the road, and the world is practically like undergone a completely different change, an overhaul. And Owen and Claire, and we can throw in the little girl if we want. She's not that important, but they're living on a ranch in Montana or something, right?
We decided Montana. Don't remember why, but they're in Montana.
Yeah,
and,
because this movie really wanted to show Chris Pratt riding around on a horse,
and it was a good sight to behold.
Lassoing like a Parasaurolophus, like, give me a break. He's not that strong. Doing his oval arm thing. Stop it. They really need to stop it with this show.
I liked it.
So we thought that, well, they could be surviving out there. And this is where, one thing that was really missing from this movie was the suspense and the thrill and sort of the horror aspects of it. Mm-hmm. And so this could be where we reintroduce that with, like you're saying, a T-Rex, or it could be velociraptors. It could be...
No, because the raptor pack helps. We decided the raptor pack helps.
Oh, did we?
The T-Rex keeps coming and eating all their goats.
There's a callback for it.
Callback, yeah. But he still has some of the raptor pack, so the raptor pack helps them kind of keep chasing off the Rex, but they're losing an awful lot of goats every time.
So it's sort of incidental that they're helping them out on the farm, right? Yeah. Because I think this whole notion of them being buddy-buddy with raptors is just silly. It's just ridiculous.
I know. You can train animals.
Awful. I think it's horrible. Yeah, to some extent. I like in Jurassic World the tenuous relationship they have with them in that one. That one's fine.
That's all I have. I don't want Blue on a leash, but I do want the understanding that, like...
I'm going to take my raptor for a walk.
I would. I'd be that person. If dinosaurs come back, I'm dead.
But we wouldn't ride that.
I would try.
We wouldn't write it into our story, into our screenplay.
Oh, no. Total fantasy.
No. So, okay, so we could set up some... that was something from Jurassic Park and the Lost World that we appreciated, was the suspenseful moments, that build up and those kind of things. So that's where you could have that Steven Spielberg-esque tension building up, and them trying to sneak away from maybe T-Rex or whatever. If you want to introduce a new dinosaur, like a 1.21 Gigantosaur, that's fine, but you don't have to, right? So at some point they decide they have to abandon their farm, right?
They don't have to abandon, but they have to figure out a way to stop the T-Rex before they're completely out of goats and steer and cattle. They have to do something more permanent.
Oh yeah. So and they realize that it's bigger than them
permanently, but they do have to like leave the farm.
Yeah, and this is where I was thinking you could reintroduce some of the original cast.
Potentially, yeah.
And they bring up this idea of the lysine contingency, in which that was mentioned in the first book, in the first movie, is that if the animals don't get enough lysine in their system, they'll just keel over and die. And it was explain in the Lost World that they're eating lysine-rich foods like rice or something. I don't remember exactly what. But we thought, wouldn't it be interesting if there's some unique genetic code switch that could be flipped in the dinosaurs for the lysine contingency to just activate and just outright kill them all. And so we get the main characters and maybe some of the original cast decide that they have to make one final sort of stand, go back to Isla Nublar, find it, and we'd probably have to retcon a little bit about the volcano blowing up the whole island. No, because they need to go back to it, right?
Oh, I forgot it did. I thought that was a different island. That wasn't Isla Nublar. That was the backup island.
No, that was Isla Nublar. Yeah, it was not Isla Sorna. Because where do you think... I mean, Blue was in Isla Nublar, and he had to rescue her from Isla Nublar. So, silly plot point. We would retcon that, kill that. And then we thought it would be really interesting, so this is where more tension, more suspense would come in, and maybe you'd have some characters who are trying to, you could have InGen, or this one introduced Biosyn, which was in the original Jurassic Park, and have them trying to go in with nefarious means again, as usual, and having, causing some conflict there, and you could build them more suspense with velociraptors or whatever there. But then at the very end, they have to make a decision. Do they want to kick off the lysine contingency, kill all of them, because it's not all or none. It is all or none. It's not halfway. And they have to make a choice. Do they undo all of the horrific things that they've caused by releasing them in the second one there?
You say that was horrific. I would say choosing to kill them all is more horrific. But it comes down to, in our movie,
a lot of people got eaten. Though.
Yeah, either the dinosaurs have to go, or humans are done.
Yeah, and so they make
So they have to decide on the side of humanity, what else could you do? And they've got to kill all the dinosaurs that they released however many years ago.
Yeah. And I was thinking that could be, if that's the final, that would be the final one in the franchise for obvious reasons. But that means that nobody would be safe for it because it's the last one. So the original cast, the new cast, everybody's fair game.
There would be deaths.
Yeah.
I kill everybody.
And then it would be noble and it would be meaningful too,
Yeah.
right? Because they actually have this mission that they're trying to accomplish, and they go
to
in.
literally save humanity.
Jarvis, go.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, to literally save humanity. Instead of this movie in which they're all just bunched up next to a car, right? Do you remember that scene?
I do.
The cast was so bloated, and there was a Gigantosaurus or whatever stalking them, just going around this car. Jarvis, stop! Jarvis, go lay down.
Off. Shh. Buddy, it's fine. Thank you.
Speaking of animals. And so the cast was so bloated they couldn't fit on one side of the car, and none of them were clearly in danger. They were all clearly going to make it out of there just fine.
You knew
They all had
everyone
plot
was
armor.
fine.
So remove the plot armor and take some of them out and give them some noble ends there so that they could save humanity. That would be much more impactful because it also brings home this notion of control. They exert their control one more time, but it's still disastrous because it wipes out all of this progress that they've made for the past 20 or 30 years or whatever.
Wouldn't you rather see that?
Isn't that a better movie?
Wouldn't that have been freaking awesome?
I would have watched that movie.
I loved all the crazy awesome dinosaurs they put in, but I still would have rather have them limit it to our original T-Rex, the Velociraptor pack, maybe what are the little Ichthyomimus thing? What are the little ones?
Procomsognathus.
He can say it all. I don't, the proxies or whatever they
What
call
about
them.
Pachycephalosaurus?
You would. But like kind of go back to that original, because in that movie, that the first movie there was the T-Rex, the Raptors, the Brontosaurus. Brachiosaurus. But that was about it.
Gallimimus.
Oh, the spitter. The
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus. There were like 6 dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And it was suspenseful, and it was edge of your seat. It was holy shit.
It was really localized and contained.
Yeah.
That was one thing we were talking about, is that this movie turned it into tried to make this global event, which is the natural conclusion for Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. But as a movie, there's not much you can do with that. This movie went into giant locusts. That's how infeasible it is to make a movie with a sort of a global setting for Jurassic World. And then it turned into like Jason Bourne, James Bond. No, so you got to keep it localized into one area, focused on characters, because how many characters do we care about that got ended in this movie? There were like only 3, and that's okay. I'm not there to watch people get eaten. Some people are. But in the first Jurassic Park, even if we didn't like some of the characters, we knew about them, and I mean, we still cared about them as people.
The lawyer.
Yeah, even I mean, he became kind of greedy, and he was cowardly and paid for it with his life, and then Nedry was also
Kind of a jerk.
And greedy and caused it, but still, did he deserve to die? Maybe not. Whereas in these ones, it's just like, oh, hey, it's just kind of fun. Watch this guy on a what is it, a scooter?
Vespa.
No, he's on the mall cop kind of thing.
Oh,
What
the
are those
Segway.
called? Segway, yeah. Watch this tourist on a Segway get eaten up, and then I think one of the worst scenes in there was when two guys were fighting in a pit, and there's two giant dinosaurs behind them eating people and stuff, or causing chaos, and they're just ignoring the dinosaurs and watching the guys fight. Like that's there's a problem there. So yeah, it was awful. Our idea is much better. Anything else you'd add there?
I don't think so.
Well, thanks for taking the time, and thank you all for watching and listening. Our thoughts weren't as organized as they were when we had just watched it and were coming home in the car, but I think we got there. I think we got them all out there.
Hope so.
Watch for my novelization of Jurassic World Dominion coming out in the next year or so. It'll be completely different than the movie, and it will probably be hit with lots of copyright and then ended, so never mind. Don't watch for it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for your time. As always, stay vigilant, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Screwball. Kids. Oh, let's put that there. We can put that there. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
It's your show. I'm just here.
I'm kidding.